Hi guys, welcome to youtube.com/AdamMcKola. This is the reaction show to Sevilla 0, Manchester United 0 in the Champions League. I'm just about awake still. I'll be reading my Twitter timeline and it is absolute mayhem at the moment. Manchester United fans throwing their toys out of the pram all over the place, and you would have thought that scoreline below my face would have read Sevilla 5, Manchester United 0. But no, it wasn't that bad. United got a decent result for a first leg away tie in the Champions League. It's not a bad result, but the performance wasn't great. That's the thing I do agree on. The performance wasn't great at all. It was a very lacklustre performance from Manchester United, particularly in the first half. If it wasn't for David De Gea, it's 1-0, 2-0 to Sevilla. If it wasn't for David De Gea, that's a simple fact. It was definitely going to be 1-0 or 2-0 to Sevilla. United, though, we do have David De Gea. We do have the best goalkeeper in the world in between the sticks. And it was 0-0 at the break. And we were fortunate to be 0-0 at the break. I thought the first half performance was turgid. I thought when you look at those opportunities and you look at that fantastic save by David De Gea, when you watch that video back, forget about De Gea for a minute. Look at Chris Smalling during that playback. He is absolutely appalling. He doesn't know where his man is. His man's within 2 yards of him, yeah. So he should be touch tight with him. He should be able to feel this guy all the way. Feel him, know where he is. He doesn't. He's going forwards, backwards, sideways, left. I don't know what he was doing. It was like the old cheat code on Sega, up, down, left, right. He didn't know what to do. It was awful. And the attacker peeled off, got a free header on the back post. It should have been Sevilla 1, Manchester United 0. But for David De Gea with a wonderful save, with an absolutely wonderful save. It was like Utkarsh says, Chris appalling. It was woeful. Craig Vincent says Smalling was our worst player today. Where would we be without David De Gea, says the Bilgi. Amir agrees Valencia should have been covering, says Daniel. I agree, mate, that you could potentially look at that, but look where he attacked from. The player came from the middle of the box. That's the central defender's area. There was a time today where Valencia was far too close to Smalling, and that's not what you want to see either. You don't want to see him right up his arse. You want to see a little bit of space, and I don't think it was too close, man. D says nostalgia playing tricks on United fans. Like Fergie didn't set up exactly the same in Europe. I agree with that point as well. We have seen many performances like this in Europe. Like, I was unhappy with some aspects of the performance, but in the second half, I thought we were better. I thought we looked better today. Gabe Richter in the comments says, "What's your opinion on Pogba today?" I thought Pogba did okay in the second half. There was a few occasions in the first half, particularly Pogba looked like he wasn't sure at times where to be. You could tell he was given proper instructions, because Herrera and McTominay, they both had jobs to do defensively. And you could tell Pogba was always one eye on, what do I have to do here? He was unsure. And that's the side of his game that he has to work on when we have to tactically do something like that. But he will be used to those things. People forget he played for Juventus. Like, they're a very tactically astute team like that. But he did look unsure. And then in the second half, he looked better. I thought Paul Pogba looked better. And there were a few occasions where he helped us to break. He pulled off one great run as well. Someone here said, stop sugarcoating things. Or honeycoating. So we got the phrase wrong anyway. Fazani Dean. What have I said that's sugarcoating things? Firstly, can you just let me know? Because you seem to know it all. So let me know, yeah. Utkarsh and ESP Ben 360, Ash H96 as well, and the Bilgi, all commenting about McTominay at the moment. Positive comments about McTominay. and I agree with you there that McTominay was a lot better in the today. Why am I saying a lot better? I'm not talking about Pogba now. He was a lot better in the second half. McTominay had a very good game today. I thought in the first half he made a few mistakes, but overall he was very good. He was very intelligent with his with the way he was breaking up play, passing the ball very simply. I thought he did well today for his first real taste of this kind of thing. I thought he did very well today. Oh, I'm just watching the highlights of the Shakhtar game. I didn't realise Shakhtar actually took the lead and went 2-1 up, and it could have been 3-1 up as well, because I thought Roma would have won that game. But yeah, 2-1 Shakhtar, I think it was. OP Fusion says, I think Martial did more than Sanchez. I don't think Sanchez had a very good game today. Manny Solkau says Matic needs a rest. I do think Matic needs a rest as well. Nemanja Matic has looked poor in the last couple of weeks, and it's why I don't get this treatment of Paul Pogba. Like, why is Paul Pogba getting dropped for his poor form, but Matic isn't getting dropped for his poor form? Chris Smalling's been poor for a long time. He hasn't been dropped. Ashley Young, why aren't these guys getting dropped like that? Who will man mark Hazard? Herrera is injured, said Ines, and that's a big blow from today. Herrera being out, a huge blow. Obviously, we had Paul Pogba coming in, so it didn't really affect us too much in the game. We had a quality player coming in, but Ander Herrera being out is a big disappointment, and we'll miss him against Chelsea. It looked like a hamstring injury, so if it is a hamstring injury, even if it's not a major one, you'd think he's not going to be available for that game. Craig said, where's Carrick? He played 90 minutes against Huddersfield, so I'm not surprised he wasn't available today. Talking about Huddersfield, that Huddersfield game was the start of a big week for United. We had that Huddersfield match, we had the Sevilla game, and now we've got Chelsea. And I think beating Huddersfield, drawing with Sevilla, and if we beat Chelsea, that would signal a very good week. To be honest, I would be happy with that, despite the fact the performance did bore me a little bit today. Patrick said bring back Jesse Lingard. I did think that the game, especially for Manchester United today, was crying out for a little bit of pace. We needed a little bit of pace on the break, and we didn't have it enough. Obviously, we brought Martial Rashford on in the second half, and we missed that little bit of pace on the break, because Sanchez, he comes if Sanchez holds his line, I'm not saying he has to, but if Sanchez holds his line, I find it absolutely ridiculous that Tottenham are more favourites than Manchester United to win the Champions League, by the way. Tottenham are bigger favourites than Manchester United to win the league. Jesus Christ, are people fucking stupid? Gregory says, Adam, do you feel slightly disappointed in the result? Gregory, no, I do not feel disappointed in the result. The result is one that I expected and I will take. The result is one that we have come to expect at this stage in the Champions League for a long time. The performance also is something that we've come to expect. Like Dee says earlier, we've had plenty of performances like this in Europe before Jose Mourinho. Nostalgia plays funny tricks on people's heads. Why do we not have enough men in the box when we do get to the byline? Says Aaron J. Tottenham play better football, says David. It might be more appealing on the eye, but are they going to win more trophies than United? No. So fuck them. Mersab wanted an away goal. We all wanted an away goal, and unfortunately Lukaku got flagged for handball when he did score. I think if Lukaku scored, it would have been a goal that his performance deserved, because I thought he played well today, Lukaku. Apart from that chance he missed in the first half, which was an awful shot. I actually fell asleep during the game, says Anton. I don't blame you, mate. I nearly did as well. It wasn't the best of games to watch, was it? It wasn't the best of games at all. Lindelof played well. We should have started with Martial, says Youssef. It's not the end of the world. Keep calm. We will go through, says Anes. I think people need to separate and get out of their feelings a little bit. Separate your disappointment of having just watched a boring game. I'm disappointed of that too. I'm disappointed I had to watch that game. Separate that from it being a bad result. It was not a bad result. How is a draw away from home in the first leg of a knockout round of the Champions League a bad result? How? How? Jose Mourinho is a man that's won this trophy twice. He knows how to win this thing. I'm not saying we're going to win it. And definitely not on the back of that performance. Because we didn't show enough going forward today. Yes, we got a clean sheet by hook or by crook. And by David De Gea's golden glove. Yes, we got a clean sheet. But going forward, we weren't good enough today. I'm not saying we were good enough today. But I'm saying, relax. Because we go to Old Trafford now. We go to Old Trafford, beat this lot. We're through. Can we beat this lot? Yes, we can. Of course we can. Thickend says about the diving. I agree as well. The diving was awful. Utkarsh, that's the one thing I'm worried about, mate. It's the one thing I'm worried about. We concede first. Then it changes the game a little bit, doesn't it? Because we have to score 2 goals. Jay thinks we'll win 2-0 in the return fixture with a penalty and a header. Chances Jose sticking with a 4-3-3 going forward, says Liam. Hopefully he does stick with the 4-3-3 going forward, because if he does, it will be much better for Manchester United. And I think today, when you look at that team, you'd potentially change McTominay for Pogba. Cheers for watching, Glenn. Jack says, I agree with you, Adam, but I think the fact that some of the other English teams are putting great performances, such as Liverpool and City, is putting doubts into people's minds. Liverpool drew on both occasions with Sevilla. Jeez. Sevilla are better than Porto. Now, I think if we approach that game differently, we probably win it. If we play to our strengths, Martial, Sanchez, Lukaku, we probably win it. But we know Jose isn't going to do that away from home in Europe. We know he's not going to do that. It's like asking your dog to meow like a cat. It's not going to happen. The Samoan says we have to be relaxed. We haven't been this far since Ferguson left. So calm down, guys. Step by step. Why are we always losing the second ball, says Craig. It's a weird... I think it's because we sit back at times, and it doesn't... If you're relaxed and you're reacting to things and you're not proactive, you're not going to get the first ball or the second ball. Bilge says the fullbacks weren't allowed to go up. I agree. And at home, our fullbacks will have a lot more freedom. I'd like to see Luke Shaw on Sunday. I haven't been impressed with Ashley Young recently. I think his performances have dipped at left back. And I'd like to see Luke Shaw there. He's our best left back at the club. Fucking play him in his position, for God's sake. Playing a winger in left back when we've got Luke Shaw there. Why? These are the kind of things that piss me off. Not this performance away from home in Europe, because I expect that. But things like, why is Smalling still starting? Why is Ashley Young starting when we got Luke Shaw? That's the kind of things that piss me off. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go into my player ratings very, very soon. But make sure you're hitting that like button. We got 253 people watching. Hit that like button right now. Can we hit 200 likes? We got 46,463 subscribers at the moment. Whether you're a new or old subscriber, thank you for joining us here. I'm trying to hit 50k ASAP. The only way I can do that is by you guys hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. So go and do that right now. And if you hit the subscribe button and you make that number go up, put it in the comments and I'll try and read as many names out as possible. Also, give your comments like Malik has done, like Ishan has done, like Nitesh has done. Nitesh says, Adam, Are you happy with our style of play? I'm not liking it at all. I am not... Look, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I'm amazed. I was bored today. I want to see better football. I want to see Martial starting. I want to see Paul Pogba starting. I want to see us try and win these games. But the facts of the matter is, I know that Jose Mourinho isn't going to go and do that. Today for this game, I predicted 1-1. It was 0-0. I kind of felt like we would draw 0-0 or 1-1. Because after I saw this team particularly, I thought, yeah, Jose's not going to open up here. He's going to get a draw and bring it back to Old Trafford. Or potentially hit him on the break and sneak a goal. And we win 1-0, 2-0, go back home. We did this in the Europa League last season too. And I don't know why people act surprised. I really don't know why people act surprised. Why are you surprised? Dulcarnine says, ain't confident in us getting a win at Old Trafford. I am. I am confident of us getting a win at Old Trafford. I think we'll start Martial or Rashford at least. I think we'll start Pogba, and I think we'll play better than we did today. I think we'll open up a little bit more, and we'll get the goals we need, and we'll go through. Just relax. If Jose played like that at Old Trafford, sat back and all that, then I'd be worried. But we can't do that, because if Sevilla score, we've got to score too. So United have to score. So why are we going to go and sit back against them? It's not going to happen. We're doing the fan cams on Sunday by Sir Alex Ferguson Way. There's loads of lights by Sir Alex Ferguson Way, and I will be there. We're very close to 100 likes, so get hitting that like button, subscribe and share. Keep your comments coming in as well. Right now we're going to move on to, yes, I promised it, the player ratings. And here they are. And I've just realised I've done Smalling's player rating wrong. So let me change that right now. Because that mistake in the first half does not get what is just been given. It has to change for that. So let me change that a second. 7, 11. Oh shit. Oops, sorry. Yeah, keep your comments, keep your thoughts coming in. Let me know your player ratings as well, guys. What are your player ratings for Manchester United's performance at Sevilla? Who gets what in your player ratings? As you can see, David De Gea was my man of the match. Smalling got a 6. Lindelof got a 7. Valencia got a 7. Young got a 7 on the basis of the fact they kept a clean sheet. Smalling's rating was lower because of the fact he made that huge, gaping, big, fucking, stupid error to let them have that sitter of a header that David De Gea thankfully saved. Now, I know I've given Matic's ratings too high as well. What am I doing here, guys? I think Matic's rating needs to drop as well. So I'm going to change that right now. Let's go there. You can tell I rushed doing these ratings earlier, can't you? Right. That's been changed again. So Matic has got a 6. McTominay at 8. Pogba a 7. Sanchez a 7. Mata a 7. Lukaku an 8. Ash says Matic was a 5 for me today. Quadwo and Amir said De Gea a 10. Is anyone else going to convince me? Liam says McKola's had a nightmare. Boy, use like a fucking arse. You're handing 5s out. See, I can't do that, you know, guys. I can't do that because we just drew 0-0. It's a good result. And I think it was the tactics that restricted these players. I don't think it was the players that restricted Manchester United today. I don't think it was the players that restricted Manchester United from scoring. I think if the players had a remit to go out there and push forward and try and score more goals and try and make things happen, we would have done that today. So I don't think you can mark the players down on that. I think I can mark, you know what, I agree with the people saying Valencia, Young should have a 6 as well. But if that's the case, then I've got to give Smalling a 5. I think. So, actually, let me do that. That's what I'm going to do. right there. I think that's fair, what I've just done. I think I've changed these now. Let me know what you think about this. These are the ratings that I've settled on. You guys have made me change my mind. Yes, you have. You've made me change my mind. So these are the updated player ratings for Sevilla 0 against Manchester United. I've gone with David De Gea at 9, Smalling 5, 6.5 for Lindelof, 6 for Young, Valencia 6.5, Matic 6, McTominay 8, Pogba 7, Sanchez 6.5, Mata 6.5, Lukaku an 8. That is my player ratings. By the way, guys, today, how bad was that referee? How fucking awful was that referee? Them lot were diving all over the place, and he just kept whistle, 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 whistle anytime someone touched the fucking floor. Why, man? What are you doing? Let the game flow, for fuck's sake. There's no need for it whatsoever to be doing that whistle, whistle, whistle constantly. Constantly. Didn't make sense to me. Daniel says, I can't understand how one of the best defences in Europe, which we are statistically, is getting so much criticism. Now, Borchafez, thank you very much for the comment. It's because there's individuals in that defence that aren't good enough. Mainly Smalling and Young. Jones as well at times. And that's why. That's why. Guys, that is why. Anyway, player ratings wrapped up. That's been the player ratings. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream by answering some of your questions. So keep your questions and your comments coming through. And I will answer as many of them as possible. Lindelof should have been a 7, says Sukvir. Bosco says Sanchez loses the ball. We need to start with Rashford and Martial. Navas is a budget Tony V, says Liam. To be honest, the only De Gea could have done more was to score for us, says Bills. You give him a 10. Lindelof set. Alright, we've already read that one out. My dog started flipping out when you whistled, says Danny. Sorry, mate. It's only De Gea. That's why we're so good, says Craig. I think he means at the back in terms of our record. David De Gea for the Ballon d'Or. What are you guys thinking about that? Amir says, what do you think about Valencia's form? His defensive form isn't that bad, but I think his form going forward has suffered. Some of his crossing and his passing today was very, very poor. Why are people so annoyed? Jose always playing for 0-0, lucky goal if possible, says Nikhil. I agree with that. Away from home in Europe, you expect this kind of result. Would you play a 3-4-1-2 on Sunday, says Ines. I would play a 4-3-3. I want to see 4-3-3, 4-3-3, 4-3-3. That's what I want to see, bars. Mata was shocking, says Crayola. I don't think he was shocking. I don't think he was amazing, but he wasn't shocking. Sevilla are shite and we struggle. Well, they've lost like one game at home in like 36, you know. They beat Atletico Madrid over 2 legs in the Copa del Rey this season. They've won the Europa League 3 times out of the last 5 campaigns or something ridiculous like that. They're a very decent outfit. So no, they're not shit. No, they're not shit. I think we could have played better, but Sevilla aren't shit. Stop talking bollocks. Stop letting the disappointment of the performance and of your entertainment, stop letting that disappointment affect your analysis of the game and the result. Don't let it do that. That's what I try and do. That's why maybe I'm a little bit level-headed. I don't go crazy all the time, you know, or overreact to something, because I try and divide, okay, the performance, the result, the bigger picture. That's what I try and do. Look at 3 different things and sum all that shit up. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching today. You've been absolute legends. I've enjoyed the company of you all, and this has all been very entertaining, much more entertaining than that snooze fest of a game that we've just seen. Thank you for watching. Guys, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, liking, commenting and sharing. I want to hit 50k as soon as possible so we can set the next target, which of course will be 100,000. So keep it locked at AdamMcKola TV. I'll be back tomorrow with more content for you. So keep it locked. Keep it AdamMcKola TV. Subscribe, like and share. For now, I'm AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.